The shadow of fear. A man named Tariq had become the most dangerous terrorist in the country, planning attacks that frightened everyone. People lived in fear, knowing Tariq could strike anytime, anywhere. His plans were ruthless, and no one could track him down. Security forces were on high alert, but Tariq was careful and smart, always staying one step ahead. People across the country watched the news with worry. Families prayed for safety, and every major city was on edge. Many people hoped for a hero, someone who could catch Tariq and bring peace back to their land. They needed a brave soul who was willing to do what it took to stop this danger. Chapter 2. The quiet ex-veteran. In a small town, away from the big cities, lived a black ex-veteran named Marcus. He had served in the army for many years, but now he led a quiet life. Marcus was known for his strength, courage, and calm mind. He had seen many tough days in the military and knew how to handle danger, but he preferred peace over fame. Marcus worked at a small repair shop, fixing cars and helping people. The townsfolk respected him, though few knew his full story. Marcus had never expected to become a hero again. He thought his days of bravery were behind him. But he cared deeply for his country and hoped it could find peace. Chapter 3. News of the threat. One morning, Marcus saw the news showing another threat from Tariq, who had sent a warning to the government. He planned an attack that would harm thousands of people. The government and police were trying their best, but they couldn't locate Tariq. Marcus felt a surge of anger and worry. Marcus's mind raced back to his days in the military. He knew he had the skills to track people down. Though he hadn't planned to go back into danger, something stirred in him. Marcus realized that he might be the only one who could stop Tariq. He couldn't ignore the danger his country was in. Chapter 4. Making the decision. That night, Marcus sat alone, thinking about his life and his duty to his country. He knew he could stay quiet and hope for the best, but he also knew that if he didn't act, many innocent lives could be lost. Marcus felt a deep responsibility to protect his homeland. After a long, silent evening, Marcus decided to come out of retirement. He packed a few things and prepared himself mentally. He didn't know where to start, but he trusted his instincts. Marcus knew that his old training could help him, and he was ready to face whatever came next. Chapter 5. Gathering information. Marcus knew he had to gather information before taking action. He contacted a few old friends from the military and asked for any details they had about Tariq's movements. His friends were surprised to hear from him, but they respected Marcus and shared what little they knew. Through his friends and some careful research, Marcus learned about Tariq's hideouts and his known associates. Tariq was smart and often moved around, but Marcus was determined. With a plan forming in his mind, he prepared to go to the areas where Tariq was last seen, hoping to pick up his trail. Chapter 6. A dangerous journey begins. With a clear goal in mind, Marcus left his quiet town and began his journey. He knew this mission would be difficult and dangerous, but he was willing to face the risks. Marcus traveled through cities and towns, asking questions and gathering any clues that could lead him to Tariq. Everywhere Marcus went, he could see the fear in people's eyes. They were worried about Tariq's next move. Seeing this, Marcus felt even more determined. He knew he had to stop Tariq before it was too late. His journey was tough, but he didn't give up, pressing forward with hope. Chapter 7. Finding Tariq's network. After days of searching, Marcus finally found a lead. He discovered that Tariq had a network of people who helped him plan his attacks. They were spread across different towns, hiding in plain sight. Marcus realized that to get to Tariq, he would first need to take down this network. One by one, Marcus tracked down the people helping Tariq. He didn't use violence unless he had to, but his skill and calm confidence often made them talk. Slowly, he started to unravel Tariq's plans, understanding more about his target's moves. Marcus was getting closer, step by step. Chapter 8. A close call. While following one of Tariq's men, Marcus almost got caught. He was in a crowded marketplace, blending in and listening carefully. Suddenly, he realized he was being watched. Tariq's men had noticed him and were following him. Marcus had to think fast to avoid being discovered. Using his military training, Marcus moved through the crowd quickly, staying out of sight. He found a way to escape, but he knew he had to be even more careful from now on. The close call made him realize how dangerous this mission truly was, yet he felt more determined than ever. Chapter 9. Getting closer to Tariq. Marcus's efforts were paying off. He had managed to gather valuable information, leading him closer to Tariq's main hideout. He discovered that Tariq had a base in an old abandoned building far from the city. It was hidden and guarded, making it hard for anyone to approach. But Marcus wasn't afraid. He carefully planned his approach, knowing that one wrong move could ruin everything. He was cautious but steady, checking every detail as he moved closer. His experience and patience kept him focused as he prepared to face Tariq himself. Chapter 10. A night of waiting. Arriving near Tariq's hideout, Marcus decided to wait until nightfall. He found a spot where he could keep an eye on the building without being seen. He observed the guards, counting them and noting their routines. Marcus knew that timing was everything, so he patiently waited for the right moment. As night fell, Marcus prepared to move. He felt a mix of nerves and determination. He knew that soon, he would face the country's most dangerous man. Taking a deep breath, he reminded himself of his goal: to protect his country and bring peace back to its people. Chapter 11. Sneaking in. When the guards changed shifts, Marcus took his chance. Moving silently, he slipped past the guards and entered the building. His senses were sharp, and he stayed alert for any signs of danger. The building was dark and quiet, with only the soft sounds of footsteps in the distance. Marcus moved carefully, avoiding attention as he searched for Tariq. He remembered his military training, knowing how to blend into shadows and stay unseen. Every step brought him closer to his target, and he was ready for whatever he might face. Chapter 12. Face to face with Tariq. After carefully making his way through the building, Marcus finally reached a large room where Tariq was. Tariq was surrounded by his men, discussing his next attack. Marcus stood silently, watching and waiting for the right moment to step forward. He felt his heart pounding, but he stayed calm. Then, with confidence and strength, Marcus revealed himself. Tariq and his men were shocked to see him standing there. Tariq sneered, asking who Marcus thought he was. But Marcus didn't flinch. He calmly told Tariq that his days of terror were over and that he was here to bring him to justice. Chapter 13. The final battle. Tariq wasn't about to give up easily. He ordered his men to attack Marcus. But Marcus was ready. Using his training and skills, he defended himself, fighting off Tariq's men one by one. He moved quickly and smartly, showing the strength and courage that had kept him safe through years of service. The fight was intense, and Marcus had to stay focused. Tariq tried to escape during the commotion, but Marcus wasn't about to let him go. He pushed through the attackers, knowing that stopping Tariq was the only way to truly end the danger. Chapter 14. Tariq's desperate escape. Realizing he was losing, Tariq made a last attempt to escape. He ran through the building, hoping to find a way out. But Marcus was close behind, not willing to let him get away. Tariq was panicking, and Marcus used this to his advantage, keeping him in sight as they moved through the building. The chase was tense, with Marcus determined to catch Tariq no matter what. His determination was stronger than his fatigue, and he kept going, knowing this was his chance to save his country from more harm. Finally, he cornered Tariq, blocking his path. Chapter 15. Tariq's capture. With no way to escape, Tariq knew he was caught. Marcus took hold of him, making sure he couldn't get away. Tariq struggled, but Marcus's grip was strong, and he wasn't going to let go. Marcus felt relief, knowing that the threat was finally over and his mission was complete. Just then, the police arrived, alerted by a silent call Marcus had made earlier. They were amazed to see Tariq captured, shocked that one man had managed to do what many couldn't. They thanked Marcus, understanding that his bravery had saved the country from a great danger.